Who there? Can I help you?
Doesn't she remind you of Goody Perkins?
Aye, old lady. She seemed fine.
We should look in on her. This looks like the captain's cabin, frozen in time.
The ship's captain was married to Goody Perkins.
That must be why her ghost lingers here. They must have had a house. Can't be far, if it still stands.
That boat reminds me of Obereen. I went there once. Sat on the quay with my mum and my sister was eating cod and watching the boats.
My father took me fishing. I too would watch the great ships come and go. I'd get restless. He'd give me the squid he'd grilled for his handlines. I miss him.
The house by the sea. Hepzibah's house.
A lonely place for an old woman alone.
No, it's not here. Where did I put that stupid key?
Good day.
What? Oh. Who are you? I don't know you, do I?
Didn't we meet her ghost?
Good day, ma'am. Red Macrae. We spoke, of late. I'm the Banisher.
Why, yes, I do remember. You're the kind young man, the doctor. Or was it the rat catcher? What can I do for you?
Have you any family, Goody Perkins? A sister, perhaps?
I don't have any relatives left.
Did you have a twin sister?
My memory, sir, is lately like empty pages in the book. But I would surely remember a sister.
Her memory is failing.
There's something you should know. In the wrecked hull of a sea vessel, I found your husband's log.
Husband? The very idea. I've known no husband. I'm sorry. The log cannot be right. It must belong to someone else. It must. Right? Yes, it must. I've known no husband, and I'll not hear otherwise.
Not so sure about that.
Noticed anything strange lately?
Nothing stranger than usual.
How about lurkers? Shadowy figures, perhaps, seen from the corner of your eye. The feeling that someone was watching you.
No. Why?
Well, here's the thing. I believe you may be haunted by a ghost.
A ghost? Don't be silly. I have rats, maybe. I'm sure I've heard them scrabbling. But they're just rats.
Change the subject. See if it helps.
Did I hear you were looking for a lost key? Would you like me to help you look?
Why, thank you, young man. That would be just fine.
I'll bid you good day, ma'am.
You take care now, Richard.
Her memory seems muddled.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the haunting? Well, let's find out.
Whale. I saw another like it on the ship.
We should check out the echo before we give her back the key.
Is all well? I heard a noise.
Worry not, madam. Not about the furniture, leastways.
That witch put a curse upon my poor husband's boat. He lies dead in the briny deep, and she walks free. I'll not bear it, and nor should you.
Your distress moves me, Mrs. Perkins. I'm very sorry for your loss. And I swear upon my honour as a servant of God, I shall not turn from the truth. You may trust me to deal with Deborah in the appropriate way. Attending that, please put the sickle down, for I fear you'll do one of us an injury.
Goody Perkins was very angry.
And she hated Deborah. Give her back the key and let's get out of here.
Goody Perkins, here's the key.
Key? What key?
The key you were looking for. That key. The key.
I don't know anything about a key. I don't want it. You keep it.
You had a husband. Have you forgotten?
Stop saying that. I've never married.
When he died, you blamed Deborah. One of the widows from your husband's crew wrote to you. What happened?
I know no Deborah. I have no husband. I know no Deborah, and you, sir, are bothering me. Please, leave.
We'll get no more from Goody Perkins. Maybe someone at the Harrows will know something.
Do you believe that's our ghost?
She's leading us somewhere. Let's follow her track.
I don't like ghosts that run away.
Come on then, keep up.
Ugh. I admit I'm surprised. Sweet old harmless Goody Perkins was an absolute hellion.
People change over time. But since her husband died at sea, why blame Deborah for it?
Perhaps she was in pain. Needed someone to blame for the loss of her husband.
Let's ask her ghost. How about a chant to reveal the past?
Through a single point passes an infinity of paths.
Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness. For I have done this evil in thy sight. Hang me up before the Lord against the sun. That his fierce anger be turned away. Deliver me from my blood guilt. Purge me, and I shall be clean.
Tell me you understand what is going on.
Is she trying to warn us about something? She killed herself out of guilt. But guilt about what? There she is.
I pray she stays there. No more running.
What strangeness is this? Can you really be Goody Perkins?
I can be Hepzibah Perkins, and I am. I know Mr. Macrae, but I don't know you.
I'm Anteya Duarte.
I need your help. I do not wish to ask for it, but I must. I have prayed for help, but God has not sent his answer, because I do not deserve an answer. Unless the answer is you. Then God mocks me. But at least he answers.
You're alive, yet dead. What do you want with your other self?
I must warn me, her, of the danger. The gates of heaven are closed to me, and the Lord is deaf to my complaint. I've committed the greatest of all sins. I denied the life he gave me. Damnation eternal awaits us both. I must save her from herself.
Your living self seems to have lost her memory. Any idea how?
She has lost her memory because she is haunted. Perhaps this is why God has sent me.
You remember, and she forgets. What happens if it starts to come back to her?
Then she will remember, and I will forget.
This is genuinely fascinating.
If she remembers, I have failed. I am the keeper of her memories, her pain, her faults, and her guilt. I protect her from the past to safeguard her future.
You don't protect her, though. You're killing her.
Then she dies without adding to her sins, and I am no longer needed.
Life can take you to the darkest places. I know this. I know how tempting a permanent solution to a temporary problem can seem. Yet some consider it the worst of sins. What brought you to it?
God knows. And I would prefer to keep it between he and I.
If you want us to help, we'll need to know.
I just need you to get away from her. Every time you ask her the question, it's one more chance for her to remember.
We must go now.
Please, save her.
What now?
We go back to the old lady's house and check in on her.
This case is beyond me. What about you?
Charles once told me about a time-traveling ghost. I didn't believe him. Kronos, god of time. This has something to do with the ship.
Well, obviously. Exactly what I was thinking.
The nightmare likes to play with time. No more nights and winter never ending. This may be some sophisticated punishment for Hepzibah.
Goody Perkins!
Look, the rock. There's an echo here.
Come on! Won't someone do something? All right, I'll start then. Cowards, you all! We welcomed you, and this is how you reward us. Confess now, woman! Confess the names of your accomplice witches, or be sent back to the rotten hell you worship!
Damn it.
Wish we hadn't seen that.
But we have seen it. Now we know. How bad is it?
She remembers, and soon shall I die.
This mistake. How do we stop you, or her, from making it?
Talk to her. She remembers. The curse will be repeated. Her memory returns and she remembers the stone. She remembers the day she killed. The day she killed Deborah. The memory of that sin, of her blood guilt, will drive her to another sin yet worse. I must be stopped.
We must go now.
Please, don't let her do it. Save me from the sin I'll soon commit.
Mrs. Perkins, are you all right?
I have a weight upon me. The stone. The stone. May God forgive me. What have I done? I remember now. I remember everything.
Aye, and I can tell you're upset. It's a lot to take in. Unfortunately, there's more. There's a lot more. The ghost that haunts you is you. It's hoping to stop you doing something that you'll regret.
My ghost! Is this why sadness hangs heavy on my poor heart? Is this how I feel my guilt?
You must live. Please, believe me. The alternative is far, far worse.
I know. But what if that's what I deserve? You're a good soul, sir, and a man of action. Help me. Spare me my misery. I beg you, end it. End it now.
She takes you for a murderer. The sin is hers. Don't take it for your own.
I hear you, and I feel your pain. I'll do whatever I can to help. Mrs. Perkins, it's time.
You heard. Show yourself.
Hepzibah Perkins, as you live and breathe, I know your past, And your future, too. I've heard your request.
I see no other way.
There is always another way. But if this will prevent your damnation, I'm happy to serve.
Thank you. You seem a nice young man. I know how much this cost you. Sail towards my end. Land ho, and God bless you, Red Macrei. You heard my complaint. Thank you.
That was something.
It won't be the last weird case you have. Trust me. This quick mist is different.
How so?
Like it's fortified for protection.
Off with you.
Elizabeth,
Who are you, anyway?
my name is Anteya Duarte. You've met my partner.
When we met, I thought you alone. In truth, a ghost walks with you.
Aye. Invisible. Indivisible.
You should not be here.
Elizabeth O'Hara, right?
Yes, and that is my business. Remind you to tend to your own.
Did the fever take you?
Inevitably, yes. I, and I alone, had long accepted it. Stay away from my sister. Stay away from Mary Clare. You have no business here. Leave us.
Deeply.
Yes. She's very protective.
Perhaps something around this cove will tell us about this Mary Clare. She seems hostile, but also tries to guide us towards something.
Already able to control wisps. Her ghost grows strong fast.
I sense an echo somewhere nearby. Through time and distance, I now see.
You could have stayed home to write. How's your leg?
Still crippled. Besides, I needed air, and I like it here.
I know you like it here.
Elizabeth! Are you all right?
Yes. Wait. No. My necklace is gone.
Mary Clare is our ghost sister.
Mary Clare is hobbled. Her sister must have done the chores.
They seem very happy indeed.
Not a word, not a yearning, and yet the leaves of every tree whisper thy name away.
You used to write me poems.
If I remembered it, I'd not admit to it.
Oh, come on. It was not that bad.
She is the leaf brightening upon the breeze.
How did it go? The light in your eyes.
The warmth in thy eyes.
You do remember.
The dainty sparkle of Helios's lamp shining through the space of each quivering branch.
Fleeing island and an unwanted marriage. They risked much. It was a brave thing to do. It was so romantic. Go on, say it.
The warmth in thy eyes, in the dark of the night. The sparkle in thy voice. in the depths of my heart.
Echoing chorus across the sea, there's a storm when you sleep. Our joined souls usher in the unspoken.
Moira Tynan. Have we heard that name before?
We have now, and we found our tie.
Oh,
Who is Moira Tynan?
no. Please, leave it alone. Leave it be.
The dead left a mark here. I can reveal the stains.
Love poems, fortified quick mist. She's a fiercely protective ghost.
Leave us. You trespass here. Leave us be.
I'm afraid we can't do that.
If a sliver of kindness yet remains in your hearts, please leave.
You shouldn't be here. What binds you? What's keeping you here?
What binds you? What keeps you?
What happened? How did you die?
We are all mortal. I knew it, but strangely I thought myself exempt. A bad cut, badness in the blood. I rotted from within. And that was that. Leave us be. Leave Mary Claire alone. Be gone.
She's strong and defensive. The sister, Mary Claire, should be nearby. Look for a house. Like a hum.
I see the apron you wore to the river. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. I see its wings rise like sails in the harbour. From across the meadow, or so I believe.
Do you recognize the verse?
No, but I see spectrals.
I see the apron you wore to the river. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. I see its wings rise like sails in the harbour. From across the meadow, or so I believe.
Do you recognize the verse?
No, but I see spectral stains enveloping the building and blocking the door. How did the poem go again?
I don't think the poem referred to this.
This wasn't part of the verse.
From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. I see all its freckles braid onto your clogs. From across the meadow, or so I believe. I see the curds that you plucked from the way. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. I see the colander resting in the hay. From across the meadow, or so I believe. I see the cheese you stir for me and my sins. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. Oh, please do gift me this mouthful of mercy, so the mournful morrow cleaves.
The thread is gone.
Something's nearby.
Where is it?
By the hearth, the bed is made, the goose is cooked, the bread is baked.
This letter says Mary Claire got married. In Ireland.
But they're here in Nью-Иден. Wait. Of course. This isn't Mary Claire.
Moira Tynan was betrothed to some fella. Moira fled with Elizabeth to avoid the marriage.
Mary Claire isn't Elizabeth's sister. It's a pretense to allow them to be together. We know Mary Claire is not who she claims to be. We know you're not sisters.
Enough. Leave her alone now. She doesn't deserve any trouble. Leave us be.
They were in love. Their love binds them together yet. I hear it happens.
Let's go have a wee chat with them.
A ghost in love is a force to be reckoned with.
I believe you. Oh there! Moira! Elizabeth, I wish to help you. Will you talk to me?
Be off with you, Scotsman.
Moira, I only wish to talk.
You shouldn't be here.
Nor should you, Elizabeth.
Who are you?
Anteya Duarte. This is my partner, Red Macrei. He is also the man I love.
How do you two... I don't understand.
A long story. As is yours, I'm sure.
You clearly mean the world to each other. How can we help?
Stay away from her.
This cannot last. You must know it.
Why? Why would you say such a thing? What do you want?
You have loved each other. A love so great not even death could tear it from you. But Elizabeth, you must realize that you are feeding on Moira's life to continue your own flicker of existence.
And what of you? Does the same truth not hold? Are you not hurting him by staying?
We find other ways for Antea to feed. Banishers, remember?
Show me how. That's your choice and I want the same.
It's not that simple. Us being Banishers is the only reason why Antea can be fed.
And it has its limits. What do you think, Elizabeth? Do you wish the haunting to endure?
Am I really killing her?
It will seem like you aren't at first, but she will wither slowly and then all at once.
Her life is a gift. I don't wish to hurt her.
I can't do without her, not here, not anywhere.
There's a haunting here. We're ready to bring it to a close.
Elizabeth lingers in order to protect you, Moira. Her ghost is strong and only grows stronger. Soon she'll become untamable. Accede to her request. Ask for help.
Should we do it, Liz? Should I ask for help?
Yes, you're so strong. I see it and God sees it too, and your love for him will keep the yokels away. Moira, you were the fire in my heart. You tended me. I basked in your glow. My restful heart was your great gift to me.
Don't go.
This is our home, and always will be. As long as you carry me in your heart.
We won't let your woman face the world alone. We promise. Go in peace now, Elizabeth. You may go. I hope Moira finds peace.
I hope she can manage on her own.
My father would tell me stories. In the heart of the mountains lived a mystical race who desired only peace. I can hear him now. These mystics, he said, they valued life and used gold only for their mausoleums. All creatures were accepted among them except the men who were born to stay away. They were bellicose and greedy.
Let me guess, they went anyway.
Aye, being bellicose they did. And being greedy, they went after the gold. Their mausoleums desecrated, the mystics cursed the humans and hid themselves away. They remind me of Ceridian. God rest her. Mines. The mountains must be rich in ore. Looks a bit rickety.
It's built for a team. One man alone should be fine. Should be.
Have we climbed higher or has the weather gotten colder?
The nightmare is at work. She's likely using the weather in Nью-Иден to further isolate its people.
And once the curse is lifted, the snow will disappear.
I think so. You're not a bad fellow to have around, you know.
Had your doubts, did you?
Don't get cocky. There's always more to learn. Key thing about a scourge?
A scourge is made of many spectres merged.
Not always. A harvester, for example, is a scourge born of a single spectre. A scourge will always seek a new physical body, often made of different materials. Very poor. Perhaps you'd prefer an easier question? On the nature of a ghost, perhaps?
Ghosts of unfinished business. And apparently that includes asking questions.
You may not know much, but you have the cheek. I'll give you that. I hope it's enough.
Did you see that?
Let's follow it.
Good day. My name is Rebecca Hartgrave. How may I help you?
Are you the one who's attracting the wolves?
Wolves? What wolves? Who are you exactly?
I'm Anteya Duarte. This is Red Macrei. We're Banishers. Do you know what that means?
Banishers? That means you can speak to the living on behalf of the dead.
That's part of it, yes. Why, do you have someone in mind?
Ferdinando Miller. My Fardy. Death parted us, but my love is strong. I came back for him. I love him so. But not once has he come to see me. I must know why.
Nью-Iden's a big place. Where can we find him?
We were on our way to Fort Jericho. We were to open a store together. It was to be a new beginning for us both. Together. Yet he's there, alone.
If you know where he is, why not just go there?
I've tried. At first I was able to visit him in the quiet as he slept. I'd watch over him. But now, something hinders me. I cannot reach him. I must know that he is well.
We have to go now.
Find him, please.
What are you thinking?
It's more of a feeling. Something's wrong.
She said he never visited. Why? Was it too painful? Or is it something else? A peaceful place. In different times.
Before the nightmare's influence, you mean?
Let's reach the fort and a fire and warm you up. Trouble ahead. Spectres are attacking the fort.
Take no ground! Hold fire! That fellow's not dead! I said hold their fire! Hold there! None in, none out. Not living nor dead.
Name's Red Macrei. I'm obviously a banisher. Open the door there. I've business within.
Your business is, if you'll excuse my articulating the evident, not my business. I have my orders. You can't come in.
I hear you, friend. What's your name?
Name's Andrew White. You seem a pleasant fellow. I like a Scot, me, but standing here, I'm on duty. And when I'm on duty, I'm not your friend. Listen, mate, folk in here have problems enough, and I can't be disobeying orders. Either priests or Pennington would have my guts, and I fancy neither.
Pennington knows me. He'll know I can help.
I'm sure he does. But put one dead man down, and 3 come back next day. Round here, sweet victory fast turns bitter. Bottom line is, the captain is indisposed, and I'll not add your complications to the pile. Now, you want to lend a hand? Mrs. Priest and her party are overdue. You can't miss the outpost, it looks out across the valley. If you could find her, and make sure she doesn't die, you'd surely gain her favor. And favor, as they say, opens doors.
Get in a fight and find your boss and dig her out of whatever hole she's in. All right. I can do that.
They have Spectre troubles. Let's first clear the nearby nest to relieve the fort, then deal with the missing.
Right. I'll likely be back.
Find our friends, Banisher. Or put them to rest.
I'll try. As soon as I take care of the Spectre's nest, I'll go looking for the outpost.
Death knocks at their gates. No wonder they won't open.
They don't have a choice. Another attack may overrun them.
The nest might be near. There's a trail to follow in the snow.
I should buy the fort a little time.
Let's hope it's not too late for the famous Mrs. Priest. I wonder how many there are in the fort.
Fewer by the day, I'll wager. Still, better to be inside than out.
The mountain is awash with spectres.
Did the foraging party really come this way?
That would explain why they haven't returned.
Help us, please. We have a survivor. Come.
This one's not been dead long.
Let's hope he stays that way.
Hurry! She's being overrun! Come on!
My boat is shot!
Behind you!
Think you could take on a ghost? Dodge it if you can.
A timely arrival. You'll be Haskell's Banishers. Thank you. Thank you both.
You can see me.
Clear as day, just as I can see. This is my husband. I am Helen Priest.
Anteya Duarte. This is my partner, Red Macrei.
It is rare that the living can see the lingering dead.
All I know is one day I woke after 7 long years of grief, and my Sebastian was back. It was as if my prayers had at last been answered. That was enough for me.
In times of danger, I am duty-bound to protect the woman I love. You understand?
7 years. Why come back now?
It did not feel like 7 years. Suddenly, I felt her pain calling to me.
Divine intervention or otherwise, all that matters is that my dear Sebastian is back. Now, when I need him most.
Andrew White sent us. He thought you might be in trouble. Plainly, you needed your guardian angel.
We needed more than one. Thanks to you, we'll resupply the camp. Matthews and Williams did not die in vain.
This was a risky expedition. But Helen had no choice. If the survivors were to rely on Pennington alone, the fort would have already fallen.
You're well capable of fighting the living, 'tis clear. It was reckless to think you could take on the dead.
We have lost many of our comrades. We measured the risk. It was not reckless.
Pennington did this while monsters relentless besieged the fort. But make no mistake, these men's deaths are on the captain's conscience. If he has one.
How so?
7 years ago, a plague came to Nью-Иден. Pennington quarantined the sick in the mines, walled them up. They were dark times. Hard times. None knew what the morrow would bring. We all lost much. Too much. As second in command, Sebastian volunteered to stay. Walled in with the others, he held out the longest. He died a hero. And now the Forsaken are rising. They demand revenge.
Who would blame them? I watched them die. Soldiers and miners, sick and hungry, begging for help they knew would never come.
Captain Pennington has much blood on his hands.
I'm sorry. You've been through a lot.
We have. We are, and will persist till we prevail.
We should get back to the fort. We will escort you.
I'm afraid I locked us in when I broke the latch.
If there's a way out, we'll find it.
More efficient than cannon powder.
Impressive. You Banishers are quite something.
That's all her.
A Banisher marched with my father's infantry. Good for morale, he said.
Soldiers usually carry their ghosts with them. War is good for our business.
I take it that's how you met. I know a soldier when I see him fight.
I never worked for the army, but something like that.
All this for 2 miserable powder boxes. How low has Pennington brought us?
If you didn't like him, why did you follow him?
I followed his reputation, but he's no longer the same man.
What would you do in his place?
I'm doing it. He sits behind his walls waiting for them to fall, and I'm out here fighting to live. We're fighting for our lives. The captain is in the way.
These internal conflicts are a risk for the stability of the fort.
A necessary risk for the survival of all. But I agree. This must end. You may leave the crates. I'll send someone back for them.
Yeah, the path should be quiet. We cleared the area of the Spectre's nest.
Well, that's a relief. Follow me. White! Open the gates!
Priests? What are you lot waiting for? Open the gates!
Go talk to Pennington. Make him understand, if you can.
Where can I find him?
He hides in his office. You'll find him there.
Captain Pennington.
No time, no way out. No hope, no way in. No time at all.
Captain Pennington, sir.
Mr. Macrae, you live.
There's work to be done.
Work? You had work. A mission. To bring one last glimmer of hope. To gladden our hearts before the pit takes us all.
You secretive bastards haven't helped.
The job is done. There's no more hope and little enough time. All that remains is the pit. Welcome to the last stand, Macrae. Welcome to the end.
I wouldn't surrender just yet, Captain. I found Helen Priest. We brought supplies.
A waste of effort on both accounts.
Hardly. We saved a life. Resupplied, you may save more.
For the sake of what? For the sake of days, a week perhaps? You've saved no one. You've prolonged the terror. The dead will come. Our throats will feel their bony fingers soon enough. The end is inevitable.
It is if you will not act. You're the officer, take command. Surely you can't intend to do nothing.
You sound like Priest. She has changed. Her return to Fort Jericho has made her impulsive, irrational, quarrelsome. I believe she did not fully grieve her husband's loss. Returning to the scene has, it seems, reopened the wound. It festers. She'll join the lieutenant soon enough. When our defences crumble at the last, the pit shall take us all.
How do things stand, Captain, as you see them?
Little has changed. The dead flood from the mines. We shoot them down and gain respite. Soon, the onslaught begins anew. The clock of our extinction ticks on towards the hour. We may no more defeat the dead than we may vanquish the ocean waves.
Folk have little enough hope, and you're leading them further into the darkness.
I've heard the whispers, the murmurs, the plotting from the shadows. We hold till the last. We resist, till retribution rises from the pit and drags us all to hell.
Well, that's something worth waiting for.
I fail to see the appeal of this slow agony.
How unfortunate. Because thanks to you, and the time you bought us, the agony will be all the slower.
Permission to take my leave, Captain.
And if I refuse it?
Are you trying to recruit me, Captain? Do you really think I'd take the King's shilling?
If I were to offer enough shillings, I'm sure of it. I need no new lieutenants. But if you wish, you may stay. This key unlocks the unused watchtower. You'll bill it while you're here.
On the one hand, a captain beaten by the world. On the other, his rival, haunted and mutinous.
In a fort besieged by vengeful spectres.
Helen worries me. Sebastian's return has lit a fuse.
Banishers, may I have a word?
Helen, something wrong?
Apologies for disturbing your rest. I'm afraid it can't wait. What did you think of the captain?
I saw an officer alone. A proud man turned to stone, perhaps by years of war. I saw a broken man.
I did not see the tyrant you described.
Inaction is tyranny. He will not act, but nobly get the hell out of the way.
I do not disagree, but the captain needs help.
I too was a soldier, broken and haunted. With Antea's help, I recovered. Pennington may need the same.
Leave Pennington to me. The good folk of the fort need your help. You are Banishers. The dead, you'll have noticed, hammer at the gates. I would like you to go into the mines and find out what enrages them so. I would like you to do what the captain will not.
And while we deal with the hordes of angry spectres, what shall you be doing?
When the mines are purged, I'll oust Pennington.
Where do we go?
There is a second tunnel into the mines. The entryway was walled shut during the quarantine. Getting there will not be easy, but the barricade should fall without too much difficulty. After that, who knows?
Underground again. Wonderful.
If it soothes you, I too am taking a significant risk. The captain has a penchant for locking people up and leaving them to rot. Some years ago in Nью-Иден town, the captain locked up an innocent woman. A fate I wish to avoid.
Pennington the jailer. Do you speak of Deborah? What did he do?
I was away from Nью-Иден town at the time. Rumours said she was a witch, I later heard. And so too did the captain. The court agreed. Who knows what urges drove the captain then? He is a secretive man, and always has been.
Much goes on around here, and you seem to know about all of it.
I try, and I could do something about it if the captain was out of the way.
We should go.
Then it's agreed. When you're ready, you'll investigate the mines. Take the hoist to the waterfall, near the outpost you first found me. From there, it is not far to the tunnel. Keep your wits and all your luck about you.